Greetings. This is Dan Gardner, and on behalf of the Mercado Institute of International Trade, I'd like to welcome you to our first breakout session entitled Methods for Calculating Landed Costs. Before we begin, we're going to explain a little bit about not only the topic itself, also the approach that we take with breakout sessions. Any breakout session that we do is based on excerpts from a larger module that covers multiple topics related to importing into the United States. In the case of breakout session 1, calculating landed cost, that comes from module 4 on global sourcing. That's a 21 section module. What we have here is the specific subject on landed cost taken out and presented individually. As such, that's 80 minutes of total content. But again, it's important to mention that everything we show in a breakout session is the exact same content found in a larger module. It's just topic specific and taken out of that larger module. As you go through, you will hear reference to section 15, section 16, section 17, all the way up to section 21. That's because those are the numbers of the sections that represent landed costs taken from that global sourcing module. Why are we telling you all this? So you don't get distracted or confused when you listen to the voiceover of these sections. It's the exact same content from Module 4, specific to landed costs. Because we're dealing with a high impact subject like landed costs, the objectives are quite clear. First, demonstrate the financial importance of accurate landed cost calculations. After all, that's what landed cost is. Determining the financial impact on an organization of individual items that are imported as well as all of the items together. Second bullet, we want to link product-specific landed cost to both the sourcing and purchasing disciplines. This makes perfect sense because, as we said a moment ago, these landed cost sections that we have here in the breakout section, they come from Module 4 on sourcing, which is closely tied to Module 5 on purchasing. They're all linked together. Third, we want to identify all of the factors and variables that impact the determination of an imported item's landed cost. What are the inputs that create the output? The output being the actual landed cost of an item. The inputs being all of the costs, the unit cost of the good, the ocean transportation, customs duties. That's what we mean by inputs that create the desired output, the landed cost of the item. Fourth and final objective, to provide quantitative techniques that help to accurately identify a product's landed cost. We have real-world methods, tried and tested, accurate methods for determining landed cost. So a good, solid exercise here. Our agenda, quite consistent with objectives. That tie-in between global sourcing and landed cost is our first topic that we will discuss. Second, identification of the inputs that impact landed cost calculations. As we said a second ago, unit cost of the product itself, transportation, customs duties, etc. We have an introductory case study that's not overly complex so as to lose anyone, but with enough meat on the bone that we really start to demonstrate these techniques that we're talking about. We will then transition into landed cost and units of measure, because all of these different inputs, unit cost, customs duties, etc., they all have a different unit of measure. Cubic meter, the unit as an item itself, customs duties as a percentage of the value of the goods. That's what we mean by units of measure. We're going to identify all of them. We'll provide a step-by-step method for calculating landed cost, and then we'll illustrate that step-by-step guide in a more detailed case study. Good luck with this first breakout session, and please come back for many more.